Malcolm Gladwell is the author of Blink, Outliers, The Tipping Point, and a couple of other books, and he's going to argue on May 8th that college football should be banned at the Slate Intelligence Squared live debate in New York City. And basically the argument that he's going to make is, listen, what we have here is a situation that we are finding out more and more about how dangerous it is for college football players to, in long term, because of the brain injuries, some of these subconcussive brain injuries, one after another, that can take place from the impact of the tackling. They're not getting paid, and the more that parents find out about how risky a behavior it is, parents are not even going to let their kids start playing football. What's your thought on this, Lewis, at face value?
Well, I think it's completely ridiculous. I don't think anyone is going to change the way things are. I mean, college football is almost more popular than the NFL. There's so much money involved. There's so many colleges involved, powerful colleges. I mean, I understand where he's coming from, but I don't see how anything's going to change.
Well, Natan, the argument that Malcolm Gladwell is going to make is that he thinks the decisive factor is going to be the head injury issue. Colleges are going to start getting sued, and they're going to have to decide whether they can afford the legal exposure of even having a college football team. What's your thought?
Yeah, I think there may start to be lawsuits, which would be one factor. I also think that if the evidence becomes very clear as to the brain damage that's caused by this, and there's a good, PR campaign of getting this information out to parents. Parents won't want their kids to play, as we've mentioned, and then it's going to start to happen that this sport becomes less popular, both to play and to watch.
Sure. Well,
and over the course of 20, 30, 40 years, I could see the sport becoming very unpopular.
What people will point out is they'll say, look at boxing and ultimate fighting. There's just as much risk of head injury there, and we talk about the punch-drunk syndrome and the entire thing. The difference is that they're getting paid, but there's a counter-argument to that, which is to get to the point where you actually get paid for those things, you've got to do it for a while for free. You have to start training, and you have to start getting good at it. You don't get paid from the beginning, so there is still this period where people are choosing to do it for no money at risk of injury. So that may not be the best argument. I mean, case in point, boxing and horse racing haven't ended, but they are vastly less popular as time goes, not necessarily because of the injuries and that type and the lack of humane nature to it, but they are in what many people are calling an irreversible, albeit slow decline.
Well, I mean, football is more popular than it has ever been, and just look at baseball. I mean, I guess it has declined in popularity, but is baseball ever going to go away? I don't think so. Is basketball ever going to go away?
Yeah, but none of those have this kind of confirmed link that you will be, you are significant, or you can get injured playing all of those. You could get hit in the head by a baseball.
That just goes along with it. Americans love football. That's plain and simple.
Well, I don't want to go too much into this because Dave Zirin from Edge of Sports and Sirius XM Radio is going to be here on May 8th, the day of this debate, to give us his thought on this. And he's really our go-to guy on sports. Go ahead, Natan.
Yeah, I was just going to say, I kind of disagree with the idea that as an outright unchanging rule, Americans love football. They didn't before it existed, which was, 100 years of the existence of the country. They came to love it. Things change. Boxing was the most watched sport 80 years ago, apart from baseball. Now, as we were talking about earlier before the show, people hardly watch pay-per-view matches anymore. So I don't think that it's an unchanging thing. Right now, it's the most popular sport, but a really powerful PR campaign about brain damage could change that in the next 4 years.
All right, we'll talk to Dave Zirin about it on May 8th. Let's take a break. Facebook.com/David Pakman Show. We'll take a break and be back to talk to Robert Applebaum just after this. A lot to discuss still.
The David Pakman Show at davidpakman.com.